There's a key difference between building a high-tech car and a high-tech motorcycle. On the bike, all that technology has to fit into about 1/4 the space. Another difference is that much more of the bike is built by hand. The Goldwing uses the largest aluminum frame ever built for a motorcycle. The pieces are machined to incredibly tight tolerances and then welded together by hand.
It's a full aluminum frame. It looks like a sport bike frame. And you know, to call a Goldwing a sport bike, that's pretty crazy, although it will out-accelerate most cars.
The 1.8-liter six-cylinder engine is as large as engines used in many cars.
The 6 is a completely unique engine, horizontally opposed six-cylinder engine that offers perfect balance. It's an engine that's so smooth that you can even balance a nickel on it while it's running.
In addition to its unique six-cylinder engine, the Goldwing has the largest wiring harness in the motorcycle world. It takes a lot of wires to connect all the systems, like the anti-lock brakes, cruise control, navigation, heated seats, and an 80-watt per channel stereo with 6 speakers.
They were putting stereos on them, and they were, you know, just really expanding the realm of what we thought we could have on a motorcycle. And they've always been good performers, too.
When the Goldwing is coming down the assembly line, the wire harness is a massive piece of equipment, but what's unique about it is that we actually warm the wire harness slightly before it's put onto the machine so that it conforms perfectly to all the bends and turns that it has to make as it wraps itself around the frame, so that the bodywork and all the other components on the machine fit perfectly.
Many of those components are built as sub-assemblies in other parts of the factory. Sub-assemblies like the front and rear wheels, the suspension systems, body panels, including the iconic Goldwing trunk and saddlebags, are moved to the final assembly line on giant overhead conveyor belts. Once everything is put together, every new Goldwing spends time in what they call a rolling test chamber, where they fire up the engine and a computer has its say about how well all the hand-built work was done. Then, each Goldwing is created for shipment to anywhere in the world. But the story doesn't end here. The more than 34-year history of the Goldwing is one of constant engineering challenges set and met, and that story continues.
The Goldwing is also unique because it's the first production motorcycle to have an airbag as an option.
Wherever in the world they're made, new Hondas always seem to end up here, in the middle of California's Mojave Desert. Millions of years ago, there was a giant lake here, but now it's a desert with extreme heat, wind, and blowing sand. It is the last place anyone would want to take their own motorcycle, but one of the first places Honda goes to test its newest machines. It is here in the desert that Honda has a unique research and development test facility. This is a place where the normally silent desert comes to life with a roar.
I know the place pretty well. The testing track that they use is unbelievable. You'll be riding along and you come into the pothole section, and then after you get through the pothole section, you go over the big bump section, and then after that you go through the straightaway section with the jump at the end of it. I mean, it's just an unbelievable place, and one of the reasons that Honda does so well in America.
There are bumps, dips, and intentionally bad pavement, all designed to test the motorcycle in the real world. In the real world, the CBR 1000RR is good for more than 100 miles an hour in third gear, with 3 gears left to go. The CBR's engine can drive the bike from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.96 seconds. The Goldwing is a different breed of bike, a unique blend of comfort and performance. This is clearly a touring bike and not a sport bike. But for such a large motorcycle, it has a surprisingly sporty feel on the track. Seiichiro Honda would be pleased with the newest Honda motorcycles.
I'm very fortunate to have spent quite a bit of time around him. We would talk, and he would tell me back when he first started, you know, his dream.
Seiichiro Honda's dream should have been impossible to achieve. No one knew or cared who he was when he started. An uneducated young man from rural Japan, he was a maverick without money or connections. Yet he never gave up. And today, the largest motorcycle company in the world bears the name Honda.
We all know they make cars. You know, they got into the car business. The true passion in Honda is motorcycles.
Some industry observers have said that everybody who rides a motorcycle today, regardless of the brand, has benefited from what Mr. Honda did for the motorcycle industry in the United States in the 1960s. And I think it's true.
Any other form of transport, there's nothing comes even close to the feeling you get from riding a motorcycle, the thrills you get.